What is up, guys? This is TechKnight2 here with Beast Clan Live, bringing you some War for Cybertron gameplay. I'm not going to be focusing on it too much. I will be stating a few points here and there about what I did and stuff like that. But anyway, the map is complex, and I'm playing on the Conquest game mode with Scientist, so you probably already knew that. Anyway, I'm going to be focusing on a few points about Fall of Cybertron and what I thought about it after I saw the cinematic trailer and the other videos. I wanted to wait till after E3 week just in case High Moon wanted to bring out some other stuff, which they did, because I was going to originally make this video as a reaction to the cinematic trailer. But I said, you know, maybe I should wait just in case they bring some other gameplay. Maybe they'll state a few points about Escalation, which they did. And I was hoping that they were going to say something about multiplayer, but they didn't. One little pet peeve I want to say real quick is people like IGN and GameSpot and whoever else interviews Matt, do research. Like, watch a friggin' video of his interviews over the past 8 months, because if you do, you realize all the stuff that he has already said. You won't have to ask the same stupid questions, and you can focus on something more interesting than, oh, Matt, what did you do different with this game than War for Cybertron? Because Matt says the same thing. You know, we want to focus more on the storyline of the individual person, so that's why we took out co-op out and all that other stuff, because he just says the same thing. And the past like 4 interviews he's done, he said like the same thing, and I can probably like quote word for word, like, oh, well, War for Cybertron, we were focusing on, you know, during the war, right? And now, you know, Cybertron is just a desolate planet, and they have to get off, and they're on the Ark, and blah, 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 which, you know, I'm not insulting Matt in any way, shape, or form. You know, these people need to know, so it's good that he's telling them the information. Oh, by the way, right here, I did get aggravated, so I just put that turret there, and I just started killing everybody around me. But anyway, I mean, it is good he's telling the information, but I mean, they need to ask better questions and do a little bit of research before they ask these questions about these games. I'm not just talking about Transformers, I'm talking about other sequels to games when they're like, oh, what'd you do different? Well, I mean, look up something first and just take 10 minutes out of your time to see if they did something different. And then, you know, if they did do something different and it wasn't an interview, then you can ask. Because you're wasting a good 2 minutes of the freaking interview. So, I forgot who it was, IGN, GameSpot, I don't remember, but I do remember watching the video and just saying to myself, it's the same thing over and over again. Alright, I'm getting a little bit off topic, so we're going to talk more about what I think about the Escalation gameplay they showed us, and some of the story mode that they showed us, and that gameplay. First, I do really like how Optimus can, like, control Metroplex the way he can, where you can just, you know, mark the area where you want him to strike, and then you, at first I thought it was just like on ground, but then when he was like targeting flying objects, not flying objects, flying vehicles, I was like, oh, that's really cool. And like other buildings and everything, I think that's cool. And I like how he's not just going to like just shoot missiles and destroy things. He's going to do different things like ram into the buildings, stomp on enemies, and all that other stuff. It'll bring a little bit more originality into it, instead of just one thing over and over again. I do think he is a little bulky, because, I mean, yeah, I know it's the Fall of Cybertron, the final war before they are leaving Cybertron, but I mean, I like the way he looked in war, but I just don't, he's just a little bit bulky to me. Escalation, I will probably be playing a little bit more of that than I did in War for Cybertron, just because I like what they did with the new type of Escalation. I mean, besides the whole, you only get 15 waves, and then you're done. which I guess if you want to be technical, it can be 45 because they have difficulties like easy, medium, and hard. I mean, I don't know if they're going to release like an infinite mode, or you're just going to do the basic whatever. You know, if you beat Escalation on hard, you can get a, you know, Cybertronian warrior mode or whatever, or veteran mode, or whatever you get. But I mean, if you want to be technical, it can be like 45 waves because, you know, the easy 15 waves are going to be totally different from the medium 15 waves and the hard 15 waves. But I do like what they did about how you only be playing as 4 people in each one, and each one's going to have their own type of duty, or their own type of thing they have to do. Like, one's going to be a medic, and the medic, you know, he'll heal and he'll also give that power boost, like the gameplay with Starscream, when he let out that little beacon and it would like temporarily give you, you know, a power boost with your weapons. I like that. That was pretty interesting. Also, it's gonna be, it's definitely making the players going to have to do cooperative play. They're going to have to focus on teamwork. It's not just going to be like when in War for Cybertron on Escalation, how you could just, you know, your other teammates die. You know, you can bring them back. You know, there's still some hope. You know, you'll be able to bring them back. If one of your major teammates die, like the healer or whatever, and there's no health around, y'all are going to die. You know, it's just going to be like, you know, make sure everyone's alive. Don't just be the lone warrior. Protect everybody at the same time. Do your part. Play your part. Which I think that's a little bit more interesting, so I'll probably be playing a little bit more Escalation because I kind of like that teamwork-based stuff. Because, like, some things, like Conquest. I really like Conquest because it's like a teamwork type thing. And, Power Struggle, that's kind of teamwork, but it's more of just, you know, everybody get in a circle. I do like Power Struggle, though, on a side note. But, focusing on more things, such as the 10 minutes of gameplay they showed us in the very beginning with Bumblebee, I liked it, but I was also disappointed because they took his voice away. Which, okay, for the Transformers movies made by Michael Bay, sure, that was fine, I got over it. For Transformers Prime, I was a little disappointed, and I was like, why didn't they give him a voice? But, you know, I'm over it. But for Transformers, Fall of Cybertron, they had Johnny Bosch do his voice, and I don't know if y'all know him, but he has done a bunch of voice acting, but he is mainly known for his part in Power Rangers. He was the Black Power Ranger in the 2nd or 3rd season when they had the second Black Power Ranger come after, I forgot what his name was, after Zach had left the show. Well, anyway, I think he did a really good job when he did voice Bumblebee because he gave him that comedic attitude and everything. So when they said, oh no, his voice chip is crushed, nothing out of the ordinary, I guess that was kind of just a jab at the Michael Bay movies. But also, I was like, well, y'all need to give him a voice because y'all had him in voice. So, I mean, I kind of like it if they would explain why he doesn't have a voice in this one, you know. I mean, obviously the war's going on, but I don't know, can somebody like stomp on his throat, crush his voice chip, or what? It was really interesting. I do like the whole thing between like Escalation and the story mode, how they were showing you choose your heavy weapon, and how they had the things you could select in there, and when you pay your Energon points or whatever, how you can pay for that to get that box that does the random weapon. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna have things such as like, you know, power boosters in there, like a Pack-a-Punch and zombies. I don't know if they're gonna do that. That'd be kind of interesting. Just running around, just doing that. But there's only 15 waves, so I mean, there might not really be a point. But I do think that making it to where you can only have a primary and a heavy weapon, that does bring more of a strategic type of play to the game, because you know, you're not going to be like in War for Cybertron where you could just have the shotgun and the magma frag and then just own all day. Nobody could touch you because you were a god on the battlefield. Now you're going to have to choose really carefully of, okay, do I want this as my heavy, or do I want, you know, this as my heavy? And, you know, my primary weapon is either going to be this or this. It's not going to be like, okay, I can just take both the heavy weapons. I do think that if they do multiplayer and they do, like, the ammo, I hope that the ammo you have more of, because in War for Cybertron you are constantly running for ammo, especially in story mode. or the campaign, story mode campaign, whatever y'all want to call it. Uh, but I do think when they do it in multiplayer, when you're playing around and running around and everything, I think that the ammo, they should have the heavy weapon ammo, the yellow ammo for that, and then the other ammo for your primary weapon. But what I think is, if you get ammo for your primary weapon, it should fill your primary weapon up, but it should also give like maybe a half a clip for your heavy weapon. That way, when you do find the regular heavy weapon ammo, it can give you like the full clip, just so you're not like, okay, I have to run around and I have to find my primary weapon ammo, now I have to find my heavy weapon ammo. What am I gonna do? That brings a little bit more balance to it. I mean, it does bring balance to it with the primary and heavy weapon, but besides that, I also hope that they don't mess up and do what they did in Dark of the Moon, to where they're just gonna have that top guy. Like, I think, what was it, Shockwave? I didn't play Dark of the Moon, but I think it was like Shockwave or whatever. He was like, he couldn't transform, but his like ability, his gun was like really like ridiculous. I hope they're gonna do it like in War for Cybertron, where you can like switch up your weapons, and each class is gonna be different, to where you can do this here and there. You're only gonna have one ability, which it's really gonna bring it down a little bit. You won't be able to, just do Shockwave and Drain to get your life back. For like scientists and everything. So I mean, maybe they can set it to where you can set your own ability. Like for scientists, they'll have 4, but you can only set 1. Like in War, how you can only set 2. That brings a little bit more interest to it. But I'm running out of time, guys. I will be making another video soon, touching a little bit more on multiplayer. But until then, I'll see y'all later. So, Tech Night 2, Beast Clan Live, and I am out.